unenhanced look, you know. I mean, I'm sure I haven't looked at the set. I don't watch it for his audience, because I think like he doesn't just cater to people don't have. All right, it's Monday. That's some interesting activity already. Got a car going super slow, and then a bunch of cars behind him. Getting passed by an e-bike. Gotta watch out for people. Wow. Everybody's annoyed. All right, let's go this way. All right, so it's Monday. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where I commute daily from the city of Orange to the city of Irvine. Every day is an adventure. I record anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, depending on how long it takes me to get to work, depending if I get distracted, which route I take, etc. etc. I'm riding a Windhorse. I don't know, honestly, I don't even know what model it really is. What they called it on the website, it was different than what I got. So it was actually a little bit better. So I think it's a WO, that's what I've been calling it. But anyway, it's just a vehicle to me. So let's stop in here really quick and get an energy drink, down that, and then we'll go. All right, let's get out of here, bro. All fueled up. all fueled up. Got the early morning activities. Hell yeah. All right. Got my phone's going off. So it's about 6:34. We're on Tustin Avenue. And yeah, we're going to be riding to basically Michelson and MacArthur in Irvine. So I'm usually filming in 30 frames. Low light enhancement in the morning, and that's why, you know, my footage is actually a lot brighter than we're pulling over onto Palm Avenue right now, heading into downtown Orange. But yeah, so I know a lot of my videos are dark in the mornings, and they kind of have that dark haze. It's actually a lot darker, but I try to brighten up the footage as much as I can. But then, you know, I also don't want to wash out the details too much with too much light. So really considering the time of day, you know, it's not really that bad. Otherwise, it can be really dark. Like if I didn't have this, when I used to use my GoPro, the footage was a lot darker and almost not watchable. So, but you know, even though it's more difficult to get low light footage, it's just part of the experience, you know. I've considered not doing any low light enhancements at all because it's more true to what I'm seeing, you know. You know, I don't know. It's a continuous struggle. But right now, so this I'm filming right now how I used to always film. Like this was my settings. The settings I'm using right now is what I would always use for probably the first 6 months of making these videos on both cameras. So every video I made was always going to be 60 frames, so 4K 60 frames, extra wide, ultra wide view, or super view if you're using a GoPro. But I was watching John Hicks this weekend had a couple of short videos about his DJI Action 4, which even has better low light enhancement in so right now when I use low light enhancement, I can only use Rocksteady, which is the stabilization software or feature of the camera, or I can use and then that's it. So I have to use Rocksteady, I have to use wide view, I can't use ultra wide view, and and only 30 frames. But I guess the Action 5, you can use the ultra wide view, you can use 60 frames. And he says that he thinks that So he always uses 60 frames, like in all his videos. But I don't know that he always uses 4K. So his videos are interesting because I mean they're good quality, but they're kind of they always have that kind of dull, unenhanced look, you know. I mean, I'm sure I haven't looked at the set. I don't watch him enough to like look to see if on YouTube if I can put it on 4K when I watch his videos and if it automatically just is 1080. But I've seen a lot of his videos. I could only get up to 1080, which is still good. Like if you have a 1080 camera, you can still get good footage. So we're in downtown Orange right now at the Circle. A subscriber asked if I ever go through Old Town Orange. So I figured we'd do a quick roll through here. I'm running a little bit late, so I can't spend too much time here, but you know, I do have a lot of videos of me cruising around this city because I do really love it. I got a car behind me. So once again, I'm gravitating. So I'm on Chapman Avenue, but I always have a tendency to gravitate towards Main Street. You know, anything that takes me through downtown Santa Ana is going to be my I would call it my primary route. Maybe it's, you know, repetitive. I do my best to keep variety in the channel and try to keep talking and keep the video engaging somewhat. You know, it's when I used to get a lot more views when I first started the channel. You know, obviously I had less subscribers, but I used to get more views. I went through a period where I was getting like, you know, 400, 500 views a video. Not for a long period of time, but slowly over time, you know, I started getting less and less, and I really don't get that many right now, but the viewing duration I get is a lot more. You know, back then people would only watch like not very, you know, I would get a lot of views, but my viewing hours weren't great. But now I have so many probably, I guess, regular watchers of the channel, you know, probably a dozen that seem to be watching the whole video. So my average viewing length, because my videos are all going to be long form, I don't have any success with the shorter videos. But anyway, my writing style is actually more like how I'm writing right now. But somewhere along the line, you know, I've gotten into this routine where I've been, oh man, some smells really bad. Where I kind of stopped, you know, riding on the sidewalks. Well, I mean, I always ride on the sidewalks, but it started being more of a direct route to work, where I was just going fast, going straight, riding in the street, you know, trying to ride. It just became kind of a routine, it's like more objective in the sense that I'm just trying to get to work and not like riding, not like free riding, but just, yeah. So I would say, like, when I first started the channel, I was more influenced by like street skating. I've talked about that before, where I'm just like really looking at obstacles and creating lines and kind of more engaging with a lot of different terrain and stuff like that. And then slowly it kind of just, I stopped kind of pushing my limits, I wouldn't say like fear set in, but caution definitely set in for me. I feel like I have a family, so like riding too aggressively or too chaotically, like taking too many risks, I have to be careful with that. I can't get hurt, and you start getting people talking in your ear, telling you, how dangerous it is to commute on an e-bike, and I just really, each day I choose to commute. It's just, I know it's a risk, something always happens, no matter how careful you are. So today, 4K, 60 frames, extra wide, ultra wide view. Let's go check out the mall. I'm going to check progress over here. But yeah, I think I was also influenced a little bit by John Hicks when I first started. But I've kind of gotten I've gotten bored with his channel a little bit. I think the frustrating thing about his channel is, first off, I feel like he doesn't put out enough content. Doing like one video a week, and then sometimes like republishing old videos. Like, I feel like he's taking a shortcut. And then I also don't like that he edits too much out. Like, there's so it looks about the same. If he's going through like a area and he sees like some some street activity, like he'll cut it out, or because he's worried about getting, I think he's worried about getting his videos taken down, or I'm not really too sure. It might be too that for his audience, because I think like he doesn't just cater to, like I think his videos, like his content is for kids too. Like he doesn't, so when I edit my videos, I always, I don't restrict it to 18 and over, but I designate it as not for kids, because you know, if parents are monitoring their kids, like even though I don't ride that crazy, I don't think that, like, I don't want my videos to influence kids to ride really the way that I do. Not that it's that crazy. So I feel like with him, he's taking out stuff that might be sensitive to viewers, you know, like street content, you know. But at the same time, like, he doesn't realize that his riding style is what's influencing kids more than anything else, which is, you know what I mean? So like if he's on Figueroa Street, he'll make a thumbnail that shows, like, I don't know, I think it's kind of deceptive, you know. Like he'll show street footage of Figueroa Street on his thumbnail, and then you watch his video and it's cut. He cuts it out of the video. So it's like, why, like, what's the, like, why is he doing that, you know? So he's trying to bait people by provocative content, but then at the same time, he's leaving it out. I don't know. I just think I don't like that. Like with my videos, you know what you're gonna get, you know. It's gonna be mostly unedited. Ideally, I wouldn't use any bad words at all, you know, which I don't too much. But I just, but on the last video I published today, I was not going to publish that video, but I didn't have any other content to put out. I think it's a good video, but you know, I don't, when I hear people like use bad words in their videos, I don't like the way it sounds. So I try to avoid it, but like saying shit, I don't think is that bad. Like, I don't think that it's that's a really that bad of a word, you know. I think it's kind of funny. So that one I don't really worry too much about, but I had already I tried to avoid like the F-bomb as much as possible. And that's me being authentic, because I try not to say that in my everyday life either, you know, but sometimes it comes out, you know. Anyway, let's talk about the ride. So right now we are on, I think this is Santa Clara Street, and we're going through Floral Park. Look at how cool this street looks. Let's go down this street. This is called heliotrope. I don't know what heliotrope means. I'm gonna have to look that up. So let's check on our status here. So it's been 31 minutes. I left at 6:20. Wow, look at how this tree is growing. Look at that. That is awesome. So hopefully, even though I'm not using low light settings in this, in my edits, I'll be able to make this footage viewable. And it changes too, you know, it might look one way on your computer screen, just depending on your display settings. And then you go to publish it on YouTube, and it's you know, darker than it was on your editing software or whatever. Oh. All right, so ultimately we're gonna end up right here on Flower Street. Lots of people out. Go ahead and go, please. Thank you, thank you. Alright, so we're up to 17th Street. We're now on Flower Street, and we'll probably stay on Flower Street, more than likely, unless I get distracted. Something might catch my eye. So this street is very similar to riding on Broadway, going through downtown downtown Santa Ana. Not a lot of room in the street, which doesn't ever really stop me from riding on the street, but sometimes it's you know, like I said, I do this every day, so sometimes you just need a break from stuff like that. With the police. I don't know if my headlamp is on. But yeah, for me, I can't ever see me just riding in a straight line, you know, in the street or in bike lanes, just like I'll just, I don't think I'll ever do that. It's just not as fun. It's still a pretty cold morning. It's about 50. I didn't bring my rain gear. We're supposed to get rain this afternoon. So right about 4 o'clock, right when I leave. So we'll see. Hopefully it's not too bad, but I can usually withstand one ride in the rain without rain gear. I'll just get really wet, and that's it, wet and cold. But I've been trapped in the rain before without rain gear. Now, as long as you know you're heading somewhere where you're gonna warm up and get dry clothes on, it doesn't really matter. It's just a temporary discomfort. Right, so we are on the intersection of Flower and First Street. All these cities are waking up, really busy. So this high school up here is really cool. It's a very, very old high school, and as most old buildings, it's supposed to be haunted. I can't recall any of the stories about it, but we might ride by there if I can get across the street. There's lots of alleys and stuff from between here and Bristol. So I normally wouldn't go by a school at this time in the morning, so it's probably about 7 by now. I don't like being around high schools or grades, elementary schools, when there's possibly kids around, but it's early enough to where it shouldn't be too big of a deal. It should just be faculty. Obviously I'm not going to go on their campus. But this school is old. So this is the older section right here. We'll go get a nice view of it. It looks like they just painted it recently. So I don't know what year. Oh, here we go. 1935. It shows 80. It's pretty old. It looks like there's students here, so I don't want to. I'll have to come by here maybe on a weekend at night or something, and there's not so many people around. Wow, look at this old truck. Oh wow, a Volkswagen. This is my favorite car, so when I'm rich and famous, I'll be shooting videos from my Volkswagen. Wow, looks like we have a little tags up here. Oh wow, let's go down this alley. So yeah, this is pretty much unexplored area, like neighborhoods for me. So between Broadway and Flower, all these streets I haven't explored, but you know, they're all residential. So it's not too exciting, but I'm seeing a lot of, like, I've never seen this little corner market. I'm seeing a lot of gang graffiti. Van Ness Market. And then from between Flower and Bristol, it's the same. I haven't really been through those areas. Only the outskirts. So I was thinking about doing a video of my old neighborhood and showing some of the areas that I used to run around in as a teenager, and then trying to identify this lettering, but I can't really. It's not really legible. But I was looking at some of the alleys and just kind of going back into my memory of so this says I'll have to look it up on Orange County gang maps, see whose territory I'm in right now. But yeah, those areas were I was going through some of the alleys, and it's just crazy. I start having these old memories of, oh, it's St. Patrick's Day, huh? There's some of the alleys that I used to go through, they weren't even paved. It was just like dirt and weeds and trash, graffiti, a lot different. Wilshire Square. It's going to be a hard one to cross here. I'm just going to have to jump out of it. Yeah, so most of the routes that are going to take me directly to work, if I'm going to hit new territory, it's going to be all residential. You know, that's why I feel like I've kind of conquered any practical routes to work. So it makes it difficult to come up with newer content. All right, so we're up to Edinger. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna take Flower Street. So I gotta navigate across the street here. It's a little dangerous. Yeah, let's cut over to, so yeah, I said I was gonna do Flower, but looking at the time, it's already been 46 minutes. Like I said, I was running late, so we're just gonna head over here to Broadway. And get to work. It's time to go. That's what we're doing. We're not. We do have a time limit here. Actually, let's cut over to Maine. The gravitational pull of Maine. I can't really read it. I know it's Delhi, but pretty interesting lettering. Wow, look at this. Oh shit. Look at this house over here. This stone house. That is awesome. That's really cool. So there's a YouTube channel I started watching called The Backyard Professor, and he lives in France. I forget what city he lives in, but he lives in an old, basically like an old cave. I mean, it has a regular house, but it's like an old, like mill, like a grinding mill. And it was just a place that was used for a lot of different things over the years, but I think it's a 17th or 16th century house. So where he films his videos, or wait, what did I say his name? It's not The Backyard Professor. I can't, it's, what's the name of his channel? It's called, it's not Backyard Professor. It's Professor Simon is his name. I think that's the name of the channel, Professor Simon. Oh, man. We need to get back over. Yeah, it's Professor Simon. A pretty eccentric guy, but he talks about everything. Though he talks a lot about. I don't know if he's a physicist, but he talks about physics and UFOs, UAP, that kind of stuff. Physics, all that cool stuff. Oh shit. Yeah, Professor Simon. I don't know why I said The Backyard Professor. I get all these people confused, mixed up. But yeah, his place is amazing. $53 minutes, man. So, yeah, so these videos, yeah, I think about like how fortunate I am to live where I live. You know, to be able to ride to work every day and have all these different choices of how to get to work. So even though it gets repetitive sometimes, if you're really watching, it's always different. And I think like I'm definitely fortunate to have all these choices. So I feel like for that reason, I think that just makes it all the more important to have this channel and to put these videos out, because a lot of people don't have they live in areas where, you know, they might only be able to get to work one way. And maybe they want to make a YouTube channel, and it's hard for them to do that because it would definitely get repetitive. And plus, like, weather. I know a lot of you that watch the channel might live in an area that you're not able to ride every day. So it gives you something to watch while you're waiting for the weather to get a little bit better. So I mean, I love California. I love Southern California. I love Northern California. I've only been as far north as probably a little bit north of Santa Rosa, like right where the Russian River is. That's the furthest north I've been. But and I haven't spent a lot of time in San Diego, but when I was younger, I actually lived in Palm Springs, and had a girlfriend that lived in San Diego, so I spent some time in San Diego. But San Diego is pretty amazing too. But I've lived in other areas, or like New Mexico a couple of times, like seasonally, and even though it was a beautiful place, it's just like I felt myself like really just wanting to, like, I've seen a lot of states. I drove to Oklahoma one time on a long trip where I was gone for I don't know how long, probably a month of just driving. So I drove to Oklahoma, spent time there, went to Missouri, and then went down to Texas, and all the way down to actually all the way down. I think I stayed in a town called New Braunfels or something like that. And then I went down to Del Rio. For like 5 minutes. I went down into Del Rio, Mexico, and I was like, man, get me out of here. I turned around and went back into Texas. But there was there's some beautiful country, some beautiful states. But I didn't like being out of California that much. Like I'm always just anxious to get back home. Nice move here. Get out of the road, man. Man, it's already been an hour. That's what happens. Distractor. Yeah, as beautiful as some of those states were, I just don't think I could ever live anywhere else. I don't have any desire to really go anywhere else. Like if I somehow became wealthy and had money to go anywhere I wanted to go, I don't think I would leave, you know. I definitely like road trips, though. So if I had a lot of money, that's why, like, everybody's different. So I'm not like criticizing that. Like some of these YouTubers that they actually can make a living off of YouTube, like it's their job, you know. Like, not to harp on John Hicks again, but I think he's awesome. Like, I love his videos. I have total respect for the guy, and everybody's different, you know. But I feel like I wish he would take his writing style and his opportunity, that, like, that's how he makes a living. He makes a living off of YouTube. Like, I feel like he could do so much more with it. Like, I feel like he could go to other places. Like, I mean, if your job was that would be a dream, to make he doesn't have any kids, but like, to be able to make a living making e-bike videos, as successful as he is, he could be going to a lot of places, you know. He could plug in you know, San Francisco. I mean, imagine watching John Hicks in San Francisco. He could probably meet up with another e-biker from the Bay Area and go ride those areas.